I don't know who I got on this shit. This shit good money. Shit good money, y'all. I could put a baby here, and I could put somebody in the back seat. I don't know who I got, but I got somebody. I don't know who I got, but I got somebody. What's the word, y'all? How y'all feeling today? It's your boy Greenhouse in the building. Hit that like button on the way in, y'all. Show that love and support. We got a lot to talk about. Giving people a few time to get in the building. Health is wealth, y'all. Little apple. You understand what I'm saying? Little apple. Salute to the green side. We doing it big, baby. In the words of Hassan Campbell, something just ain't right. I can't even say Hassan Campbell. That comes from a song. That comes from a song. Just like the song, they not like us. They not like us. They not like us. Even some of these YouTubers, I search their name and I find another person with their name. But the same person that they portraying or trying to be, that person doesn't have that following. Now, I'm not saying the person with the fame took their names and stuff, but big coincidence. Very. Mm. Thank you, dear Lord Father, for that. Just like me. Rest in peace to THC Fee. That was my man's. Still my man's. God bless the dead. But he knew when I started rapping, then I started harmonizing. I had a boogie flow before a boogie was a boogie, yo. Let's start the show, y'all. Let's go.
clothes? What about cars? What about taking something? Shoot for the moon, shoot for the stars, shoot if
Stars.
they. What about making money? What about clothes? What about cars? What about taking something? Shoot for the moon, shoot for the stars, shoot if they make assumptions. Gotta stand tall and never back down like you made of something. If we gon' get it, then we want it all like we came for nothing. Ooh, thanking God like we prayed for. Feel like I could have anything if I paid for. Feel like I could have anything if I'm taking something. Gotta stand tall and show the world that I'm made of something. Niggas dream of getting paper, but they want the favor. Swear they hard, but they cheek ain't never touch the razor. Hollin' gang when you never been a gangster. I can move in different circles like a figure skater. What they do, lifestyles of the rich and famous. First you own, then your name is written in a statement. I can't count how many low lives that done bit the pavement. Tell me what's a stand-up nigga with no demonstration. Yeah. Riding windows down, that's for the ventilation. I don't care about 10 no more, I rap on different stations. Won't go so hard on Lambi Grill, can't say he isn't Haitian. My city the slums, but I roll through Rio like I'm Ali Raceman. Said I ride too hard like the game moved on and I just came out the basement. Can't keep this young tiger cage, then get the mic and flame it. And they can try to hold me down, but no, it might get dangerous. What about making money? What about clothes? What about cars? What about taking something? Shoot for the moon, shoot for the stars, shoot if they make assumptions. Gotta stand tall and never back down like you made of something. If we gon' get it, then we want it all like we came for nothing. Ooh, thanking God like we prayed for. Feel like I can have anything if I paid for. Feel like I can have anything if I'm taking something. Gotta stand tall and show the world that I'm made of something. Came up even when they threw my name up. Just cause we know for doing dirt, not everybody blame us. You would think it's worth it how these women chase us. I'm too privy to the schemes, know how the devil chain us. Wrist froze, net so cold, shackles on our ankles. All your friends ain't friends no more when you start getting paper. God forgive me, I was young and I was just trying to make it. Had to cut some ties, take a lie, but I'm not trying to fake it. They gon' lease they chains, I release they pain, take that in the fleece they came with. Man, they can't be saying get it back, she sprayed up, cause we peep they lane switch. And I can't be tamed, but the beats gon' change up, cause I speak they language. When it's beef they game, cause the piece get ate up when I reach they plate dish. Talk back if they speaking basic. Trade my soul for riches that don't even make sense. Move too fast, foot on the gas when all I need is patience. Cause when you real, you won't change up even with all these changes. What about making money? What about clothes? What about cars? What about taking something? Shoot for the moon, shoot for the stars, shoot if they make assumptions. Gotta stand tall and never back down like you made of something. If we gon' get it, then we want it all like we keep for nothing. Ooh, thanking God like we prayed for. Feel like I can have anything if I paid for. Feel like I can have anything if I'm taking something. Gotta stand tall and show the world that I'm made of something.
Made of something. Made of something. What's the word, y'all? Everything is good. Everything is situated. We got the water. We ate a little healthy today. You understand what I'm saying? Got my little sheets and stuff like that. It's funny, right? Because you see, this is the same thing that Uncle Murda had. You know, the ones that you make your own filter. You understand what I'm saying? We're going to get there. We got a lot to talk about today. Lot to talk about today, man. Word up. Got some late night. Got some little late night right here. Feel me? I got one rolled up. Word up. So, how's everybody doing today? Like I was saying, rest in peace to my bro THC Fee. I had an A Boogie flow before A Boogie was A Boogie, before he was even created, known of, before anybody knew him. Not coming at him, but I'm saying before he niggas even mentioned the nigga name, I started rapping like that. I started singing like that, like harmonizing, and I got it from what's Dej Loaf, DJ Loaf, Dej Loaf. The one that says, try me, I'ma get his whole motherfucking family. And I ain't playing with nobody. Fuck around and I'ma catch a body. Let a nigga try me. I'ma get his whole motherfucking family. Daisy, how you doing, my love? Appreciate you in the building. Always good to have the ladies in the building. Let me give you a wrench. Let me give you a wrench on the green side. You always been loyal to the soil. I got you, Daisy. Yeah, you always support the channel. You're a little cutie though. You're now a moderator for the Green Shop. Congratulations, you made history. So, like I said, I was a boogie before a boogie was a boogie, cause I got that from DJ Loaf, Dej Loaf. Try me, try me. So I used to just say things, freestyling and stuff like that. I'd be like, let a nigga try me. I'ma do him dirty like the Chinese, like shit like that. You feel me? Um, I wouldn't say that's like a boogie. That's like a Dej Loaf joint. The harmonizing. That's where I got it from. You understand what I'm saying? Not taking away from nothing from the man. The man is very talented. I remember having several conversations with people back in the days, and people that understand hip hop, that come from that cloth, that come from the Bronx, that know about music, and they was like, "Yo, this that nigga A Boogie is talented." Not here to take nothing away from his talent. Not here to take away nothing from that, but I know sometimes you might have the talent, but you might not have the following. You understand what I'm saying? And like I said, there was so many. Mostly everybody here has like a clone, has somebody that's they trying to be, but they might not know it. You understand what I'm saying? It could be just um things that from where you from, because I'm from the Bronx, so it's like there's a lot of similarities. A lot of people from the Bronx, they look up to Cassidy. And if you notice when A Boogie mentioned that, I'm like that too. I'm like, even when I had goods over here, I noticed, I look back, I said, damn, you mentioning Cassidy more than goods. And you interviewing goods. But it's not taking away nothing from goods and Cassidy. But Cassidy just he left that impact on a lot of people from like New York. You understand what I'm saying? We us as New Yorkers, we like Philly. We like Philly rappers. What he said, I don't like you. Make me want to fight you. Look like a fat ass turkey. I want to slice you. My nigga read dollars. My nigga read. But I salute Goods because many other battle rappers, many other celebrities and stuff like that, they working on self, and in a way I respect that. I said they tell me, they be like, yo, Green, I'm working on myself right now and stuff like that. But sometimes silence is powerful, but then silence could take away from everything that God has given you. He gave you a voice. He gave you a vision. Now I understand sometimes silence could speak more louder than words. I understand that. Silence sometimes could speak louder, but don't feel like you're not living. You're living, you're breathing, you have a voice. Use it wisely. But I was loving the interview though. Like I said, I loved the interview. It was great. I was like, oh shit, somebody that comes from my background, from the Bronx. And then to see Uncle Murda with the BX joint, to me that was pretty big, yo. That was pretty big. Oh, how y'all do it now? See, all right. So me, it was certain things in the video that I seen that made me question the bag. And I'm not a person that, I'm not rich. You understand what I'm saying? Nowhere near it. And like I said, it was an excellent interview. I was liking, seeing somebody from the Bronx up there with them. Um, but it was just a lot of things that, from a person that been around a lot of people that that get into the bag and stuff like that. Salute to P. I think he said it best in one of his raps. He said, conversations is different when you having them with millionaires. He said conversations is different when you having them with millionaires. So me, I'm an analyzer. I analyze everything and stuff like that. Now me, you know, like I said, not taking nothing away from A Boogie, but I'm not spending that much on a pair of jeans. Even if I was to get that amount of bread, I still would shop like as if like a little, not like in the hood, but like I still would try to get some specials, or I spend like a buck something on a good pair of jeans and stuff like that, but maybe even less with $1 million in my pocket. Now sometimes if you might have not making that amount of bread, of course you may not think that you'll ever do it, but sometimes when you getting so much money, you just you know everything is just, you step it up a little bit. You understand what I'm saying? But coming from the hood and stuff like that, I won't do that. Even if I was to make it, I'll show others, yo, you can still rock a BB belt. You can still rock certain things that's not going to take away from your fashion. Because you remember when BB's belts, excuse me, you remember when I had the BB belt, BB Simon bracelet. You talking to somebody that really had every pair of shocks. I'm just not materialistic as of now, and I'm not saying that those individuals are materialistic, but it was more when I was younger. I used to try to like keep up with the code. Certain shit I even gave out. Don't text me, my nigga. Excuse me. Certain shit I even gave out, y'all, because it wasn't up to date. Then years later, I'm noticing that shit is going for like a thousands of dollars. Just like me, I had a chipmunk, y'all. The chipmunk was like this to the sky. And I seen that shit outside. And it just caught my attention. A chipmunk like my size, it looked like an antique, you know. One man's garbage is another person's treasure, y'all. I found it, and what people were offering me for something that was found, one man's garbage is another person's treasure, y'all. But to me, it was just about the sentimental value. So we have to know our worth, y'all. You understand what I'm saying? We have to be able to know our worth. And like I said, I'm an individual that analyze a lot of things in the video, and I've been around people that get bread. You understand what I'm saying? So you know the mentality is like, yeah, they might be hood, but they more onto chasing the bag type shit. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm watching the video, very entertained and stuff like that. Um, I'm noticing they talking about the jeans. You know, the jeans. You know, nice jeans, but I don't see them costing that much. And I believe they do. I believe those jeans cost that much. But me, I just won't do it. Even if I was, I still, to me, it's like certain celebrities even said it. They say they're not spending too much on sneakers. If you notice when they be doing deals and stuff like that, and you see my man Jim Jones, sometimes you might see Jimmy, you might see a couple of rappers that'll tell you, the person selling it might be selling it for 50,000. You know, let's go a lower number. They might say like what, five racks or something like that. And the rapper might be like, yo, I give you I give you 1,000, but it's me buying it from you. You know you're gonna go viral. You're gonna end up making more money plus extra just by my name. So that just goes to show you right there that a lot of big names ain't spending that much on certain things. They got the money, they millionaires. But why you think they even try to negotiate in that way? Because it's not saying they don't have it. They come from that struggle, y'all. And I'm not saying these A Boogie or Tony A or Uncle Murder don't come from that struggle. But when you really, really, really come from that struggle, bro, you're not trying to just give it out so fast. You see what I'm saying? You know, if something costs 500, you might try to, yo, I got three right now. I done seen that. I think I seen Jim Jones, a couple of rappers just, yo, I give you three right now. I give you four, but it's me. You know, you selling it to me. You know you're gonna make millions after that. You understand what I'm saying? So that's just me, yo. Everybody's different, and like I said, I might say this now, but when I reach a certain thing, but to me, I will always be who I am. So I just wouldn't change that. Maybe 500. And to me, that's still OD for a pair of jeans. You know how many people you could feed? You know how many? But I can't lie. They said that A Boogie was doing like a Christmas thing or something like that. He went to the hood or whatever and was like giving out sneakers. That's a good thing. You know that's a good way to get back. See me, I was the individual like I was in the studio one time and it was I was with A Boogie's brother. We had a similar friend, uh, you know, a friend that we both, a mutual friend, excuse me. We had a mutual friend. So I went to like the studio and he was in the studio and stuff like that. Great vibes and stuff like that. But, you know, when we went outside, it's like some people ran down. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not saying this to try to put a boogie down or his brother or something like that, but this is just reality. So the individual stepped up to try to like press us or whatever, but they wasn't pressing me because they knew me. You understand what I'm saying? Or from my cousin, rest in peace to Braun, the big eight, rest in peace. So we had a mutual friend, which I met, or my cousin, who had a studio. So I go and then I see A Boogie's brother, but I don't know it's A Boogie's brother at the moment. I'm just there. He's like, "Yo, this my man's," or whatever the case may be. We on the west side, so dudes run up or whatever. I guess we went to the store or whatever. Um, they try to like press him or whatever. They end up pressing him or whatever. He wasn't backing down. Not like that, but it was some big niggas. You understand what I'm saying? It was some big niggas, but they knew me, so they just was trying to go to like A Boogie's brother. So the guy that like owns the studio, which is my man's, he he's from the block, so he like got involved. Like he was like whatever it is, but he's with me right now. You feel me? And that's how it went. So when I when I that that's when I figured out that was A Boogie's brother. I don't know if it was A Boogie's um beef or if it was his brother's beef or whatever. But it was like something. It was some friction in the air. It was some type of friction in the air. But the one that held the studio, he was like, he knew the guy or whatever. He was like, you know, chill out. He's with me right now or whatever. Whatever y'all got, And he was like, he was telling him like, yo, bro, you with me, bro. Like, if I let something happen to you, that's basically saying like I'm pussy, which I respected and stuff like that. And we just went back and we started working on some music type shit, y'all. But I didn't know that was A Boogie's brother. Now that I'm like, oh shit, look just like it. But not saying that, trying to put something bad on his jacket or whatever the case may be. But that's like a connection that I have with A Boogie. Like I was in the studio with your baby bro. I ain't even know that. I ain't even know that. But this was years ago. This is when I was like a child. Not a child, but I wasn't too older. I was young myself, trying to make a name for myself in the music thing. And kind of find out I was in the studio with A Boogie's brother. That's crazy. So when I'm watching the video, I'm watching the interview and stuff like that. I'm seeing what they saying. I see Uncle's murder chains. I'm like, okay. I see A Boogie's chains. I'm like, okay. And then Tony Yayo, he's like calm and stuff like that. He got like some black sweater or whatever the case may be. So at first, from a person that, and I don't look at videos to see if niggas is really rich and stuff like that. But sometimes you can't always believe, you know, people struggle, whether you're a millionaire, we may struggle in different categories. Maybe it's health, maybe uh, it's different ways of struggling, y'all. You understand what I'm saying? So as I'm watching the video, first I see Tony Yayo. He has like and it could have been in camera, but you know when you have like lint on your sweater, you know, if you know the thing that you go like that and you try to take it out the clothes. So that's what I first peeped. When I first peeped, I'm like, Tony Ayo got like mad lint on him. You know what I'm saying? You know, it doesn't look right as being millionaires or whatever the case may be, and you got a sweater that look like it need a lint roller or something like that. So that's at first that's what I noticed. I said, you know, these are people that's rich. When you rich, that's something that you gonna be on. You know, unless you a hood nigga like they are. But I'm like, you know, is shit struggling a little bit? Is shit not going too right? But I said maybe it's just like the camera view, or maybe like it looked like it. So when the camera moved, I still see it like a little lip, but I don't see as much. So I'm like, okay, okay. Um, then I'm just saying, sometimes you might think people's rich, and they may be, but they might not be winning right now. As of now, they might have invested in something. You understand what I'm saying? If you heard A Boogie was investing in, he's gonna start his own clothing line and stuff like that. So that takes a lot of investment. Not taking nothing from him. You know, he hit the billboards mad times. He ain't even know. He don't follow that because he just keeps working and stuff like that. So first I noticed the link on like Tony Ayo, right? Then I'm like, then Tony Ayo is like, he asking for the blunt. Like, you know when you're in the hood and you know, we're not low class, but we struggle a little bit. So if your man's holding a blunt too long or something like that, you gonna be like, yo, pass that. What's up? Shit like that. But you being Tony Yayo, that shit don't it don't look right as a celebrity, you know. Right now we interviewing A Boogie, bro. You understand what I'm saying? And you like, yo, is one of y'all gonna pass the blunt? You understand what I'm saying? You the Lord has blessed you to get out that environment, and it seems like they still stuck on the hood. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like sometimes we listen to people's music, and we the ones doing the drills. We the ones going out there putting in pain. They not saying them, but particularly there's certain rappers that rap about shit. Not saying they're not about that life, but they might not be active as of now. It might have been a minute ago, but their name still ring bells like an intercom. But me, I'm like, certain rappers are rapping about things that's influenced us, minorities, who has an influence on us. And they in mansions. They got big cribs. And we the one getting locked up for listening to to the to not only the music, the frequency from the beat. The beat can have certain frequencies and melodies within the beat that could hypnotize you. It's like hypnosis in a way. Hmm. It could trick you. So I noticed that. I'm like, yo, they talking about A Boogie interviewing him, stuff like that. And it was like 2 or 3 times where Tony Yayo was like, yo, y'all gonna pass a blunt or something like that? Joking, but not joking. When people joke, it's not always a joke. You see what I'm saying? So he might have like, yo, y'all not gonna pass the blunt, whatever the case might be. So first I see the lip roll, then I see the nigga like asking for blunts back to back. So in a way, I'm looking at A Boogie's character. He's representing himself well. You know, speaking about the right things and stuff like that. But he looked at Tony Ayo like, damn nigga, I'm trying to face right now. I got money, I got weed, but I don't feel like rolling right now. I'm getting interviewed. You see what I'm saying? But Tony Ayo, he was like, not to speak bad about Tony, but he was like so much trying to figure out what A Boogie was smoking. You see what I'm saying? Because you see when niggas start getting money and you and your man start getting money, now y'all start competing against each other. You see what I'm saying? And he's not chilling with A Boogie on an everyday basis. He's chilling with Uncle Murda. But what I'm saying is, when he's in the presence of A Boogie, he gonna want to know what A Boogie's smoking. You see what I'm saying? So that was the second thing. First he had the lint. He was asking for the blunt too much. Um, and then when A Boogie was smoking, it seems like the weed that he was smoking was not really lighting. I'm just saying we getting so much money, but we doing bum shit at the same time. You understand what I'm saying? A real nigga just get the bottle. A real nigga just get whatever it is for his people. If he got it, it ain't tricking if you got it. A real nigga gonna be like, why niggas is doing $2 here, $3, $4, nigga, get the pound. Get about 3 gallons. You see what I'm saying? We do it big. If you got it, if you had a certain status, you understand what I'm saying? You want your people that come in that's getting interviewed, you want them to feel comfortable as possible, y'all. You see what I'm saying? So he got the lint, then he's asking, yo, when y'all gonna pass the blunt and stuff like that. Then I'm noticing A Boogie's blunt. His blunt, and I'm not gonna judge it by the size because sometimes the smaller the blunt, the more it hits. It all depends on how you roll. One thing about that nigga Uncle Murda, that nigga know how to roll. It looked it good. It looked it bad good when he was rolling it. That shit looked it like a pre-roll. I'm not gonna front. But when he started smoking it, the beginning didn't look too good. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know where that weed is from, but that I don't know if it was the weed, but it seems like niggas kept needing a lighter. You know, a good blunt, you light that shit. When you ask somebody for a lighter, you in the streets, and somebody give you a lighter, you light your joint. Then you give it back to them. If they're not around you, you're not gonna tell them, "Yo, let me see that again." So you're gonna light it, make sure it's lit, but you ain't gonna be getting the light. If you ain't got a light, you're gonna make sure it's lit. You see what I'm saying? I used to live a little bit like that. You know, the blunt will be lit, and I'll ask somebody for a light and light it more. Or if I got a lighter, I'm just lighting it more. Or sometimes I just keep the lighter fluid on the joint just to make sure it's on. Or sometimes it just become a habit. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes it becomes a habit. So I see that, right? Like I said, I'm a person that analyzes a lot of things. So it was the link, him asking for the blunt too much, and then when A Boogie was smoking, it was like, I don't smoke with real smokers. People that smoke agua, people that smoke gas, and you see like the beginning of the blunt, not the ash, but you see the beginning of the blunt, right? Sometimes it could be the light. When you light it, it make it black or whatever, but never too black. You understand what I'm saying? Especially as a celebrity, you would expect niggas to be smoking some gas where this shit it ain't black at all. You see what I'm saying? I'm just saying like I said, it was an excellent interview, y'all. Beautiful interview. I watched it about 3 times. I love the interview. A matter of fact, shall I say? But I was just like, damn. I was like, is A Boogie Blunt now lighting? And why is it looking like a little black in the front? Not coming at them, but as a person that doesn't have a lot of money, and me looking from the out in as dumb as celebrities, not dumb as they human, y'all. I'm not taking nothing from these individuals, but when you become a celebrity, people look at you a little different. It's like if you had a brother and he was the president of the United States and you related to him, people would be like, "Yo, what you do?" "Oh, I hand out flyers." Flyers? Hold on. You hand out flyers? Hold on. Something ain't adding up, y'all. And the Uncle Murda jacket was hard. Tony Yayo had some nice sneakers on. A Boogie had some nice. I think those was constructions. I couldn't see what design was on it, but they all had some fly shit on, y'all. Great interview, not taking away from that. But I'm speaking from a person that's looking out in to a celebrity view. So I notice little things like that because how we view celebrities, we view them as, they big to us. So things like that we pay attention to. I'm not the only one. There's millions of people that notice certain things. Especially when you say you gain this or you have a certain name, people expect you to always be shining. You understand what I'm saying? You can't fall in front of them. You see what I'm saying? Because the people the people is like the smack crowd. You know, when you go to New York and you battle in New York and you got that smack crowd, not that smack crowd, but that New York crowd, it's not gonna be easy. They might boo a nigga rapping from New York. You see what I'm saying? So as people, we hard on our celebrities, and I understand why because we want to keep that view we on them. We want to keep that image on how we image them or how we view them. You understand what I'm saying? So I see like the A Boogie joint is like a little black in the front or whatever the case may be. But then I think you see how Uncle Murdo caught the lighter. That's how you're supposed to do it. Soon as you ask for the lighter, we used to throw that shit off the roof. A little exaggerating, but as soon as somebody asks you for the lighter, you throw it at them. And it's either falls. If it falls, that means they're not paying attention. But they catch it, as soon as you ask for it, they clap their hands and they throw it to you. That's how you throw the lighter. Different ways of throwing it. Me, I used to throw it from the back because you don't catch it. It's coming to you, directly to you. I'm nice with that shit. I'll kick that shit to you. That shit'll come right here. You gotta just catch it. But we don't make this shit a big thing. Like we still talking, and we be like, "Yo, let me get a light." Nigga catch it like nothing. Like the shit doing the interview still. Pass the shit to A. You understand what I'm saying? Pass the shit to A Boogie. Pass the shit to Tony. Pass the shit to Uncle. But that's how you know when. Oh, that's how you know that Uncle Murder was paying attention. They could caught that shit like nothing, right? But then something just I was like, okay. Is they doing this like, we rich but we still from the hood type shit? Cause that's why I was like, oh, I can understand that. You understand what I'm saying? But a person that's not rich looking at celebrities doing shit like that, that's like it's not bum shit, but it's like y'all niggas just wilding right now. Like this shit feel like we in the hood right now. You feel what I'm saying? Um, and I do feel that 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 feeling when I'm watching this video. I get that these individuals are from that cloth. They come from that background. They come from that struggle. They come from that lifestyle, which I respect. But I'm just talking about like the little actions and stuff like that. Not taking nothing away from them. You know, they all, are people that I really listen to, you know, when it comes to music. All of them. Um but then one thing just put the nail in the coffin, y'all. You see, all the things that I was trying to add up, I was like, they got good chains, they dress nice, but why they like it seems like they struggling to sell like that. Like he got lint, then he's asking to smoke. Um then a Boogie's blunt seem a little black in the front. It's not light in the weed. And then one thing that I was just like, oh hell no. There's gotta be like some hush shit. I think A Boogie asked for like an ashtray or something like that. And this ashtray is older than a lot of people that's watching. This is like an antique, but not really worth a lot. But to me, it's worth millions. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's been around for so many generations. But I think he asked for like a what was it? An ashtray or something like that. And yo, the dude gave him he gave him like a piece of paper folded. I don't know if that was the cameraman or I don't know, but that nigga must have been from the island or something. He must have been from jail. He gave him a piece of paper that resembles like you know, it just have a little space in the middle, folded in the fronts, like that. So you could be able to ash your blunt. But I was like, oh come on, y'all don't got an ashtray? Y'all don't got an ashtray? Like come on, y'all. And then Uncle Murda pulls out one of these. This shit like $2. They got the $3 perfectos. So I said, I see him with one of these. I'm like, hold on. I felt a little good because I got one too. You understand what I'm saying? But I would expect for him to at least have the $3 perfectos. Yeah, shit. But this wasn't no diss. If a lot of people expected me to come at them, nah, not that type of individual. I wish all those three individuals well. God bless them. God bless their children, their family, and stuff like that. I don't wish people harm. You understand what I'm saying? I just wanted to come up here and just speak my little piece on that and stuff like that. Y'all go check out the interview when y'all got a chance. Y'all stay blessed, stay righteous, and stay healthy. And remember to always do the right thing, y'all. God bless y'all. Peace.